Today we're making mini Northern Lights paintings. The first thing you'll do is tape your small piece of paper to a placemat. This will keep the paper from curling up when we paint it with watercolors. Then you'll take a black crayon, and the first thing you should do is write your name on the placemat part of the paper. And then you're going to draw 3 trees on your paper in perspective. So you're going to draw one small tree in the background. Remember, things in the background look smaller because they look farther away. So you draw them smaller. I'm drawing a coniferous tree or an evergreen tree. Next, I'm going to draw a medium-sized tree in the middle ground. It's a little bit closer. If this were a 3D space, it would be closer. This one's a deciduous tree, one that loses its leaves. And then I'm going to draw my final tree in the foreground, and it's so big it's gonna come off the paper a little bit. You're not gonna see the whole tree. This is the tree that looks closer to us, so it's the biggest. Now you have 3 trees in perspective. Next, you're going to use watercolors to create the northern lights in the sky. And you're going to recreate the movement of the northern lights with your paintbrush. You're going to pick 2 analogous colors. That means 2 colors that sit next to each other in the color wheel. We're not using brown today, so ignore the brown. I'm going to choose blue and green. They'll sit next to each other and they mix really well together. So that's why we're using analogous colors. They mix really well. So here I'm copying the movement of the northern lights with my paintbrush. So artists can create movement with painting just by moving the brush in a certain direction. So I'm kind of going zigzag up and down, kind of like how the northern lights move across the sky with my analogous colors. Now you could choose red and orange, or yellow and green, or blue and purple. It'll all look great. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to do a salt resist. So we're going to sprinkle a little bit of salt onto our northern lights. And when it dries, it will kind of look like snowflakes or stars.